Hello, everyone. How are you doing on this Tuesday evening? It is the Keep Me in Suspense Readathon this month. So I'm excited to read a lot of suspense books, but you do not have to read suspense to participate in the Readathon. If you want to complete the bingo board, you only need to read one suspense book. The rest can be whatever you want. Tonight, I am reading When the Smoke Clears by Lynette Eason. I started this on Sunday night's sprints with Caitlin. Caitlin can't sprint Tuesday night, so it's just me tonight. I have made it to chapter 30, page 214. Can I finish this tonight? I don't know. There's 340 pages, so I don't know. We'll see. Because I also need to work on editing. So I'm going to flip back and forth between sprints, I think. We'll see. Okay, let's hit some of the comments and see who is here. So we have Dina. Hello, I'm reading The Life We Bury by Alan Eskins. And Andrea is here. Hello. Anne from In Search of Wonder recommended your sprints to me. Well, thank you, Anne. I'll be reading Remember My Royalty by Hannah E. Grigg for Anne's Prairie Trail Readathon. Wow, I tripped over that last name there. Lucy, I'm here. Andrea says hi to Lucy. Bethany is here. Hello. And Bethany is going to be starting A Breach of Honor by Janice Cantor. Is that the one that it has like a trailer on the front of it? Is that book? And Lucy is saying hi to Andrea. And Andrea is asking Dina, I haven't heard of that author before. Have you enjoyed other books by him? And Andrea is asking Lucy, have you decided which book you'll start tonight? And Em is here. Hello. She says hi to everyone. And Bethany says hi to Em. Em says hi to Bethany. And Morgan is reading Point of Danger by Irene Hannon. Hi, Morgan. And Jamie is here. Hello. And Tanya, hi, everyone. I'm reading Ambush by Colleen Coble. And Elma is here. Hello. I was just thinking earlier, Elma, I haven't heard from you in a couple days. I am reading Without Warning by Lynette Eason tonight. That is book 2 in that Elite Bodyguards. Is that what that series is called? Yeah, I think that's book 2. And Jamie is working on Survival in the Mountains. Bethany says, yes, it's the trailer on the cover. Okay, it is the one. Mountains. Okay. I think you spelled it right the first time, but okay. And Katrina is listening to Across the Ages, Timeless number 4. And Pamela, I'm reading Among the Innocent by Mary Alford. I hope to finish it tonight. I hope you're enjoying that one. I really liked it. I'm going to be trying to finish An Invitation to Murder by Leanne Dobbs. Leanne Dobbs? Yeah, it makes more sense. And Christina is here. Hello. I'm going to be listening to The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. And Alma says, this is book 2 of the Elite Guardians. I'm enjoying book 2 a lot more than the first one. Oh, interesting. Okay. I feel like book 3 was my favorite of that series, but it's been a while since I read it, so I'm not 100% sure. Oh, Skeleton Key. You told me your name the other day. Stina? Is that right? You might need to remind me. Hi, I've just started Captive Witness by Nancy Drew. Not by Nancy Drew, Nancy Drew. And I'm ready for chapter 4. And Bethany says, Tanya, I almost got that book. Let me know if it's good. And Paige, hello. I'm reading The Forget-Me-Not Library by Heather Weber. I'm trying to finish my books from July before starting my August books. That works. That's fine. Mm-hmm. So how has your day been? What did you guys have for supper? Have you had supper? Because I know for some of you, it's earlier. Tanya, I like it so far. Bethany, I'll let you know how it goes. Good. We had sloppy joes and tater tots for supper. So good. So good. And then my husband's birthday is coming up in August. So I asked him the other day what he wants to do for his birthday. Well, today he came home and told me what he wants for his birthday. And I'm like, well, that's not something to do. That's what you want as a present. I'm like, buddy, we've made plans to get together with friends on his birthday. Don't know what we're doing because he hasn't told us what he wants to do. But it's a Sunday, so we'll see. And Paige says, it's a library book, so I kind of have to read it. Yeah, if you want to read it before you return it. And Jamie says, well, my supper is snacks, as I'm not up for standing in the kitchen. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Jamie. Hopefully that feels better soon. She hurt her knee today. And Bethany, we had baked chicken, onions and bell peppers, and dill pickled baked beans. My husband grabbed those from the store. Dill pickle baked beans? Did you hear that, Lucy? Have you had those? I can't imagine. Dill pickle baked beans. How were they? And Andrea says, I finished copy editing short story number 1 of 3 for a client today, and I'll start number 2 tomorrow. Productive. And Alma made pasta shells with sausage, and we picked up some cheese-filled breadsticks at Aldi in the frozen section, and they were good. That sounds interesting, but that is not something I can bring home. I can't bring anything home from the frozen section in Aldi. Doesn't quite cross the border. Yeah. And Tanya, we had air fryer shaved beef with air fried onions and Swiss cheese and mayo. It was so good. That sounds really good. And Jamie says, I saw the dill pickle baked beans in the store yesterday and thought about Lucy. Yeah. Right. Wow. Bethany, they were selling a few different weird flavors. The beans were okay. Better than the apple pie baked beans we had last time. That is interesting. I think I'd prefer apple pie over dill pickle. I don't know. Both are, yeah, I don't know. Bethany says, Tanya, I'm jealous. Yum. Em says, I'm just about to put salmon in the oven with the sweet potato and asparagus I didn't cook yesterday. Yay. Much better supper than yesterday, right, Em? And Alma, never heard of dill pickle baked beans. So many things are dill pickled flavor these days. Yeah, so many. And sometimes I feel like it's gone a little overboard, personally. And I like dill pickle, but not everything has to be. Like I had a maple bacon donut the other night, and personally I wasn't a fan. I like maple, I like bacon, but together, I don't know. I said to my husband that, yeah, we don't have to get this one again. And Em says, I would pick apple over dill for baked beans. Yeah. And Tanya says the air fryer was a great purchase. Well, that's awesome. Alma says apple pie baked beans. I guess baked beans are sweet though. Yeah. We usually have the maple bake. Is it maple bacon? I think so. They're maple flavored for sure. And Jamie, I also saw dill pickled Cheetos the other day. Wow, everything. Lucy, I thought we'd lost you. Dill pickled baked beans. I would try them, but I'm skeptical. I mean, we had this whole conversation about dill pickle and you were really quiet. Yeah. Jamie, I knew what you meant. I didn't even notice that you spelled it differently. Tanya, apple pie baked beans sounds weird-ish. Yeah. And Bethany, I would have thought apple would be better too, but it was a weird, unnatural apple flavor. Yeah. And Elma says, I was reading a book by Savannah Scott about a road trip, and they were drinking soda in crazy flavors. Disgusting flavors, actually. Oh, speaking of sodas, do you guys have, in the States, I don't know, have you heard of a Jones soda? It's comes in glass bottles with pictures on the bottles. They have kind of normal pop flavors like cherry cola, cream soda, things like that. Have you ever heard of that? So yesterday, my mom called me. She's like, I have a question. Okay. What flavor of Jones soda do you like? And I said, I'm not really a fan of any. She's like, well, I was given a gift basket, and I told my friend that gave it to me that my daughter knows the person who started Jones Soda. And I'm like, no, I don't. I know a person that took photos for the bottles for the Jones Soda, but I don't know the person that started the company. It was really funny. Like, yeah. Sunny, hi, I'm Jill. Hello, Jill. I'll be listening to Under Fire by Lynn Blackburn. Aw, I love Lynn Blackburn. I really do. And Lucy, sorry, Andrea, I walked away for a minute. Yes, I'm reading No Other Will Do by Karen Whittemire. Lucy, sorry, y'all, I had to use the restroom. Or the Biffy. Jamie said, I have heard of Jones Soda. And M says, yes, Jones. I think it's more of an out west thing, I think. And Tanya says, I've never heard of that yet. And Bethany, yes, I've heard of Jones Soda. I don't think I've ever had one, though. Yeah. Paige says, I saw apple pie baked beans the other day. No, thank you. And Elma says, my husband says it's a fancy soda. Yeah, I would say that. I just find it too bubbly. Does that make sense? But I also don't like a lot of sodas. I am a Coca-Cola drinker, and that's pretty much it. Like, I will drink Pepsi and Coca-Cola. And that's it. Like, I don't like cream soda. I don't like root beer. I don't like ginger ale. I don't like Sprite. Like, yeah, no. Orange, nothing. Like, just the Coke. And Jamie says, I used to like the green apple Jones soda. Yeah. And Andrea, ooh, I love Whitmire books. And that series was a blast. Enjoy. Yes. Book 2 in that series, the No Other Will Do, is book 1 of The Ladies of Harbor Station. And book 2 is Heart on the Line, which is the very first Karen Whittemire book I'd ever read. And I didn't know it was a book 2 going into it. I fell in love with it. And then I went back and read book 1. And now I've read like majority of her books. Not all of them, but majority of them. And Ella says, me too, Jeanette. Just Coke and Pepsi if I have to. Paige says, my grandpa would make sauerkraut. That's okay. I don't know if I spelled it right, but fermented cabbage, yes, with apples. And it was good, especially with Polish sausage. Huh, interesting. My husband really likes sauerkraut. I can't stand it. And M says, I love colas more than non-cola sodas, but I also love root beer and ginger ale. I find root beer way too sweet. Yeah. Because if like we order at a fast food, my husband will get a root beer and I get a Coke. And if the cups get mixed up, I take one sip and it's like, this is yours. Andrea says, you jumped into a great book, Jeanette. Yes, I did. And Alma says, so did you decide to read Whittemire books in order for your read along next year? Yes, I did. And I am searching for copies because I don't own a lot of her books. I own a lot of her newer ones, not her older ones. So I have a list. I just don't have it open at this time. Next sprint, I will give a quick rundown of what I'm thinking. Andrea says a read along. That sounds fun. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go to a sprint because it's almost quarter after. Then when we come back from the sprint, then I will talk about it. And Tanya says, my dad's family is from South Carolina and they have a delicious dish they make, chicken bog. Google that or look it up on YouTube. Okay, chicken bog. Jamie says, I'm a Coke girly, but not a Coke Zero girly, but occasionally I like other flavors. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go into a half-hour sprint. So we're going to read till 1:45. And we're not going with a suspense ambience today. We're just going with a peaceful, rainy, yeah, happy reading. Okay. That is the end of that sprint. Come on back. How did you do? I edited my video, or worked on editing my video. It was at 1 hour, 7 minutes, and now it's at 58 minutes. So we're getting there. I still have a good chunk to do. Okay, where did we leave off? M says, I make not fermented sauerkraut. My mom made it that way, so that's what I'm used to. And Alma says, I only drink root beer if there is vanilla ice cream in it. Lucy says, I drink all sodas except colas. And Lucy is doing her diamond art during the chatty parts tonight. Then I'll read during the sprints. Good plan. Lucy says, oh, fake nails makes it hard to type. And Jamie says, my typing is so off tonight. I guess because I have to sit so far back. It was supposed to say now Coke Zero. I can't drink fully leaded Coke anymore. Sugared. Okay. And Andrea says, fun plan, Lucy. Lucy forgot to mention I'm also eating Mike and Ike's candy, in case anyone is wondering. Isn't that like a movie food? And Julia, hey, I'm jumping in late. Loving all the sprints this week. Yes, it's going to be quite a few this week. M says hi to Julia. Julia says hi to M. And Bethany read the first 5 chapters of Breach of Honor. I'm hooked. Well, that's good. Andrea got 13 pages. Katrina made it to 11%. Morgan read 1 chapter. And Alma read a chapter to Ken. And Tanya got a couple of chapters read. Yay! Sunny. Jill? I'm like, I know you told me. I want to say Jill. I'm 47% in Under Fire. I've been binging on all Lynn H. Blackburn's books. Jeanette, you introduced me to her. Well, if you're binging her, you must enjoy her. Yay! I binged, I think, I was going to say every series, but no. I did not binge every series because I had read the Gossamer Falls series as it came out. And I initially read the Dive Team series when it first came out, but then I binged it afterwards. And then I binged the Defend and Protect series. And Ella says, I'm going to make some popcorn for the next sprint. Lucy got 3 chapters read and no other will do. It is so good. Did you expect any fuss? And Jamie says, I went and took care of getting cleaned up for the night. It was quite the production, but now I'm ready for bed. I still need to figure out something a bit more nutritional to eat. Okay, speaking of Karen Wedemeyer. So I am going to do a read along a Read Karen next year. And I'm starting with her very first published book. So it's going to be 1 full-length book per month. I'm not doing the novellas in the read along, but I'm going to try to read them kind of where they fit. But we'll see. So the very first one in January will be A Tailor-Made Bride. It came out in 2010. Then February will be Ahead in the Clouds. March will be To Win Her Heart. April will be Short Straw Bride, which is her first series book. That is book 1 of The Archer's Brother. May will be Stealing Preacher, which is book 2. Then she does have a novella called A Cowboy Unmatched, which is part of that Archer Brothers. So you can read that if you want to read that in May, getting ready to end, like want to end the series, whatever. Then June is Full Steam Ahead. There is also a novella for that. July will be A Worthy Pursuit, and there is a novella for that. August will be No Other Will Do, which is Lucy's book. Lucy, can you tell me, is the guy in that, is he a law enforcement? Is he a marshal, a sheriff, anything? It's been a while since I've read that book. Will that fit into the Keep Me in Suspense readathon next year? Okay, so then so that's Ladies Harborsation, so that's another series. Then September will be Heart on the Line. October will be More Than Meet the Eye. November will be More Than Words Can Say, which is one of my all-time favorite books. Then we're going to skip a little bit in order, and we're going to do her Christmas novella collection, Under the Texas Mistletoe, in December. Because the actual next book is book 1 of The Hanger's Horseman, which is At Love's Command. So that will go for January of 2028. So it's going with her currently published books and the ones that we know have been announced for. So Wooing the Wallflower is coming out in next year. So those ones, like from what I know is coming out, it will take us pretty much 2 years to read 1 a month of her full-length books. So we will see. So that is current plan. I am going to have a printable for it. Because it's still a few months away, I haven't worked on it. And I will officially announce it, do a video about it, do the printable, whatever, right? Closer to the end of the year. But like maybe November, so that like as people are starting to plan goals for 2027, or I don't know, how early do you want that information? Let me know. Okay, Paige says, I found a YouTube video where the lady was making the Coke syrup at home. Interesting. And once I finish my book, I plan on reading Dangerous Beauty. Good. Lucy says, no, he's an expert in dynamite. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. Well, that sucks. It doesn't fit the suspense one. Oh, well. So Naomi says, I just got on. Are you talking about a read-along? Yes. I'm talking about a read-along of Karen Whittemeyer. I'm going to call it Read Karen. Very simple, right? And basically, we're going to read in publication order from her earliest publication. That way, based on her full-length books. You can choose whether you want to read the novellas or not. M says, I made a dirty Dr. Pepper and got my dinner in the oven. Good. And Tanya says, maybe you've already done it, but I bet she's so happy about you doing this next year. Maybe you could get her on a sprint or do a video with her. That scares me, the thought of that. Me reaching out to somebody cold, yeah, that scares me. And then I'm also like, you know how Oshina does a monthly chat with the Francine River books? I don't know if I want to take it that far or just do a chat in the Discord for it. I haven't figured that out because the thought of leading a book club discussion scares me, honestly. What if I don't have... Now, granted, majority of the books do have book club discussions in the back, like questions. So, I mean, I could just read those questions and we discuss them. So I don't know. We'll see. And M says, I'm so excited. Yeah, I can't wait to reread them. And Sina said, I went back to the Drowning Game and read another chapter. Now I need to get started on dinner. Lucy. Karen Whittemeyer, read along? Are you hecking kidding me? I'll help. Okay, talk to me, Lucy. Lucy, not that you need it, but I'll help promote it. If you want to reach out to Karen, can I pass off the hard stuff to you? And Katrina said goals for 2027. Lucy says, and we should do all the sprints. All the sprints. What do you mean by all the sprints? Maybe a sprint rather. Well, maybe that would be a thing. Just do it as a reading sprint rather than a book club chat where, you know, a reading sprint for... I've just lost the name of a book. No Other Will Do, for example, and just, you know, have a dedicated 1 sprint a month for that book. maybe 2. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. As I said, I'm still working details. And Elma says, I'm so excited about that read along. November would be good because I could ask for her books for Christmas presents. Me too. Me too. See, and that kind of works out well because my birthday is the end of November and then Christmas, right? And I'm like, Andrea says, Karen is super nice. Don't be scared. Yeah, I know. It's just that is very outside of my comfort zone. I mean, even doing reading sprints is outside of my comfort zone initially. And then I've done it right. And now it's like, okay. But taking that first step and doing it. Lucy says, oh my God. Wait, I didn't say that. OMG. I want to meet Karen. I'll reach out. I'll reach out, says him. Julia says, I love a good read along. Either a live chat or just in Discord would be fun. Yeah. See, because I'm thinking about doing suspense as well. Something not, I was thinking similar, but not. I'm not real. I haven't, because Karen was my first choice, and right. So I was thinking Karen Whittemire would be like, read the 2 weeks. I mean, you could take a whole month, but it would be within that first 2 weeks. And then a suspense would be in the next 2 weeks of the month, like 1 to 15, 15 to 30 kind of thing, or 16 to 30 technically. But I don't know. Maybe because I don't take a month to read a book, but that's just me. I know some people are a lot slower readers than me, which is perfectly fine. So yeah, so I'm still, yeah. Lucy says, I'll help with the lives. Em says, I've had an author guest at my book club before. Nice. Me and Em will help. Well, now it's just become the Read Happy. Christina says, I reach out to authors from my small in-person church book club. We've met quite a few authors via Zoom in the past 1.5 years. Nice. And Christina said, the worst they can say is no or not answer. Yes, I know. And Lucy says, you ambushed me, so I'm ambushing them. When did I ambush you, Lucy? Katrina, could you make a black and white graphic, even just something simple? I don't have a color print. Oh, totally. Totally. And Jamie says, I'm already in Karen's Facebook Posse group, so okay, Jamie. I'm not in Facebook groups. I mean, I'm in the Avid Readers Christian fiction group, but I'm not very active. I'm really a stalker on Facebook. I never comment, never post, never. And Katrina said, maybe 2 graphics, 1 color. Yeah, that's a great option, Katrina. I totally should do that. And Paige says you could do sprints the first week and the second to last week, or just once a month. Yeah. See, I already do 2 sprints a month, right? So like I do, because I do every other. So that's about 2 sprints a month. So if one of them was a dedicated Read Karen sprint, or maybe I just add another sprint. I don't know. Because when we do the Pink Hat Lady sprints, that's another sprint, but I'm not always hosting that one. So yeah. And Bethany says, have fun sprinting. I'm headed to bed. Good night. Yes. Alma says, are you still doing a yearly challenge next year, or will you trade that out for the read-alongs? Oh, no, I'll still be doing it. Let's do it all. I was actually thinking once I get now I have, I guess I have it. Once I get the books planned for the Read Karen, then I'm going to do the Christian fiction bingo, and I'll try to match the prompts up so that like the book that we're reading for the month would work for at least one of the prompts. So there would be some overlap there. But I've got to think about that now, because August just threw me off by not having a law enforcement officer. So a dynamite worker. I don't know. Old West. Yeah, I don't know. Jamie says that would be a great place to start interaction. Yeah, it totally would be. And Lucy says, you ambushed me for the Read Happy. I feel like I offered. Yes, I did. Yes, I totally did, because I said, Lucy and I will help. And Tanya says, Jamie, yay, I do Karen's monthly challenges, but I'm not in her Facebook group. Well, where do you get her monthly challenge from then if you're not in her Facebook group? And Lucy said, you have so many friends are happy to support you and do the hard things for you. Well, thank you. And Cami, I'm new here and always looking for book besties and book recommendations for any and all genres. Well, welcome in. And Tanya says, agreed, Lucy. Okay. Sounds good. And since you guys want to help me choose what book I'm going to read next. Lucy says, this is one of the many benefits of having extroverted bestie. Yes, totally, because that is not me. Okay, so my current audiobook is Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie, but I will finish it tomorrow. So I need to decide my next audiobook, which I think I will read tandem because I expect to finish this. I don't know, not tonight, but probably tomorrow. Maybe I'll finish both tomorrow. Oh, anyways, so the next ones I have available in audio are, let's go this way, The Green Dress by Liz Tolsama, which is part of the True Colors series, or Nancy Mel's Nightfall, which is book 1 in the Quantico Files series. So out of these two, which one should I start next on audio? The Green Dress, or Nightfall? And Tanya says, I get the Inspired by Life and Fiction emails, and she's part of that group. Oh, okay. Okay. And Lucy says, I'm the extrovert, duh. Yes, I knew that because it's not me. Okay, so we have one vote for Nightfall. We have one vote for The Green Dress. Oh, we have a second vote for Nightfall. Okay. Honestly, I'm a little scared of Nightfall, but that's okay. And we've got another vote for The Green Dress. Oh, and another vote for The Green Dress. The Green Dress just took the lead by one vote. I'm only scared of Nightfall because I've only read one Nancy Mel suspense book before, and I didn't really like it personally, but yeah, but that was 2017, 2018. Like it was when the Kaylee Quinn the first book came out. What was it called? Mind Games. So yeah. And Elma says, I haven't read either book, but Nightfall sounds interesting. Okay, they're tied again. Katrina says The Green Dress. And Paige says The Green Dress. Well, The Green Dress is talking about sewing. Like making a green dress or something. I don't know where I read that. And Em is asking, I was getting my dinner out of the oven. What did you volunteer me for, Lucy? Lucy, Em, you volunteered yourself. Okay, well, right now The Green Dress is winning. But I mean, I'm going to read both this month because they're both on my August TBR. And I don't not read my TBR books. So they're both going to get read. For sure, right? Em says, I'm happy to help in any way. And Lucy says, I told her you and I would help with Project Karen. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. I mean, I'm still reading Wooing the Wallflower, like when it comes out. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not waiting until it comes up in the year. M says, of course. Well, I'm glad you guys are excited because I'm really excited. Lisa says, I said I ambushed you the way she ambushed me for the Readathon. Yep. As we always say, your spouse gets voluntold. He gets volunteered and told to do it. He doesn't get an option. Yeah. Well, should we read? And Tanya says, side note, my daughter calls me Karen when I have to fuss at customer service or someone if they're acting up when we're out. She says, don't be a Karen. Well, now we're going to turn it into a good thing. Karen is now a good thing. Yes. M says, I seem to remember you volunteered yourself, Lucy. I kind of thought so too. Yeah, I kind of thought so too, Em. Lucy. Sorry, we're picking on you again. But that just means we love you. Okay, it is about 5 after. It's 6 after. Let's read till 40. It's going to be a little bit longer. Happy reading, everyone. Okay, come on back. That is the end of that sprint. How did you do? I read that sprint and read about 24 pages, give or take. And I was hoping to finish this chapter, but this one's one of the longer chapters. A lot of them have been pretty short. But I did get 24 pages, so I went from chapter 30 to halfway between chapter 33. I am really enjoying this, and I am not remembering it at all. But I have a guess who the killer is. And yeah, we will see. Am I right? Am I remembering? But I'm also like, why? Why would he? Okay, let's go back. Oh my. Okay. There was a lot during that sprint. Okay, Stina says, sometimes you need to channel your inner Karen to get what you need. Yes. Lucy's not sure, thinking maybe. Hey, hello, Hannah. I have to figure out what I'm reading. And Allie is here. Hello, people. And Grandma Susan. Hello, good evening, all. I'm listening to the bestseller by Jenny Knightsby. I don't know. M says hello to Allie and Grandma Susan. And Lucy, we are both wrong, Jeanette. I went back and watched her talking about it in sprints, and I asked to be a co-host at the same time you volunteered us both. So see? And she said, P.S. not reading because I had to know. See, so I sort of volunteered you, but you'd already volunteered yourself. M says hi to Hannah. M is laughing at Lucy. Lucy said it was very important. And Lucy says, Hannah. Lucy says, okay, now that we have that settled, I'm going to read. But Lucy read nothing. That's okay. Andrea got 20 pages, The Battle of Bexar, helping things scuttle right along. Okay. And Morgan got a chapter read. M's not sure how many pages I read. I did eat dinner and got to 13% in my ebook. Good for you. And Julia read a chapter and a half. And Jamie, I did read. Also made a bit of supper. I fried some Spam. Ugh. I remember my mom making Spam as a kid, and I was like, do we have to? And Pamela says, I have 50 pages left. Hi, Anne. Just popping in briefly. In a little bit, my hubby and I are going to watch the next episode of Miss Austen. Nice. And Jill says, I'm now at 53%. And Andrea, my book is a Texas Revolution story, thus the battle. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And M says, I just bought more Spam today. Yes, I remember you talking about Spam. Was it Spam and cheese you were talking about, maybe? I don't know. Just the thought of it. Yeah, I don't know. Not for me. Okay, so what do we talk about now? I feel like I had something else. We talked about, you chose my next book. So my next audiobook will be The Green Dress, which I plan on listening to. Ooh, it's another nice size font book. Ooh, and there's letter. At least that page, there's a letter in it. Ooh, that's exciting. Maybe it's only on that page, but that's exciting. And Christina says, off to Bible study. Well, enjoy Bible study, Christina. Anne says, I missed the conversation about Karen Whittemire, but I would love to help in whatever in the world it is. Nice. So just to catch you up, Anne, I'm planning on doing a read-along of Karen Whittemire next year, starting with oldest publications, the first publication, working through one a month. It'll go for about a year and a half, probably 2 years, because, you know, she'll probably publish more books in between. So, yeah. And then there was talk whether we just do the conversation about the current month read on Discord, or if I do reading sprints for it, if I invite Karen to join for one of the months or something, you know. Yeah. Nothing other than the plan is set for what book. That's all that's planned currently. And Jamie is saying to Christina, enjoy. And M, yes, grated spam, grated cheese, finely diced onion, salt and pepper, spread it on soft bread, and broil for a couple of minutes. Okay. I remembered the cheese. And Paige says, got another chapter read. And Lucy, I decided I was hungry and decided to make an enchilada bowl. I always have to think, how do I say that? I drizzled sour cream and queso over it, and I'm dipping chips in it. And Lucy says, spam, yuck. Yeah, I agree. Lucy's saying hi to Anne. And Lucy, it's going to be so fun. And Anne says, Lucy, I had the same thought about spam. And Anne says, yeah, that sounds really fun, Jeanette. I love Karen Whittemire. Yeah, me too. So that is the plan. And there will be 2 printables. There will be black and white and a color printable, because that is being requested. So I will take that into account. And will be officially announced sometime in November. Kind of prepare for Christmas and reading goals for 2027. Yeah. But I'm not repeating the lineup, Lucy. Sorry, Anne. If you really want to know, I'll let you know. But Hannah says, Jeanette, I'm so in. I've only read one of Karen's books and really loved it. I need another book club. I need another book club that is reading one author like Oshina did this year, because I've enjoyed it so much. Yeah. Jamie says, FYI, all that need to be done is to change the printer to print black and white. Yes. However, sometimes a black and white edition doesn't have as much colors, so it doesn't use as much black ink, because the black replaces the color, if it's like a full background, like I'm thinking to keep you in suspense. But yeah. Lucy says, Anne needs to know. And Anne says, well, I mean, I know what book she's written, if that's the lineup. Yes. So the first, I always have to debate what was her first book. So January's book will be A Tailor-Made Bride, which was released in June of 2010. And then it'll be the next book, based on publication date, full-length novels. I am not including novellas. You can choose to read them, but they won't be the official book for the month. So the first book will be A Tailor-Made Bride. And then in December, I'm skipping, I'm jumping out of publication order to do the Under the Texas Mistletoe, the Christmas novella collection for December. So that the next series can start in January. And Lucy's just being Lucy. Anne says, got it. Lucy. Lucy keeps things active and alive. And we enjoy her for it. Okay. But I feel like there was something else I wanted. Oh, I know what it was. So I'm looking for video ideas. And I'm almost wondering if it's too late to do some more suspense recs for an August video, because most people have picked their August books, right? Yeah. And Lucy says the Christmas novella will pair perfectly with Tinsel and Tales. Yes, it would. Yep. And I don't want to read Christmas out of order, like out of the season. That's not my choice, not my preference. I mean, it's happened, but it's not my preference. So I thought December is perfect for that. And Anne says, yes, all of us introverts need an extrovert like Lucy around. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Mm-hmm. And now my mind has gone blank. So, can I finish this book tonight? It is 10 to 10 for me. I have just under 100 pages left. We'll see. We will see. And Allie says, not too late. I need the rec video. And Andrea says, I vote to go for the suspense rec. What if readers aren't in the mood for anything currently on their list or have finished their list by the time your video Ooh, yes. What if they have finished their list? I do. Lucy says, I appreciate you saying that, Anne. Most introverts find me annoying. Aw. And Tanya says, it's never too late for a recommendation video, especially with the Mood Jam Readathon going too. Yeah, for sure. Andrea says, Eason books fly when you get close to the end. Go for it. Yeah, they do. Definitely. They definitely do. And Hannah says, yes, you can. Okay. Okay. I will work on a recommendation video. I just need to change my planned video lineup so that it doesn't come out like September or August 30th. Not that I have a video plan for August 30th, but yeah. Allie says, I'm a complete introvert and I do not find you annoying, Lucy. Yes, me either. And Em says, I like book rec videos because I have a list for later. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because some people want to save suspense books for like October, right? Kind of getting into the fall mood and stuff. So, I mean, doesn't mean it has to. It goes with the theme for August, but it doesn't have to be read in August, right? So. And Andrew says, I'm not even starting the new Eason book, Twilight Tactics, until I finish my edit gig. I'll definitely get hooked and binge it in 1 to 2 days. Yeah, that is usually what happens. Like if I hadn't filmed and edited yesterday, I probably would have finished it yesterday because I started it Sunday. But, you know, life. I had to do other stuff. And Jamie says, I got 2 new ones today, Death by Food Truck, a book cozy novellas from Barber Fiction, and an author sent me one to try called Wolf Among Sheep. I think it's a sort of a thriller, but it's short. Okay. Allie said, I'd like a cozy suspense, please. I'm not your gal for that. I read very few cozies. Very few. Like, I couldn't tell you the last one I read. Yeah. I'm also not a novella reader unless I kind of have to finish a series or finish an author off or something. So we'll see. Allie or Lucy says, thank you to Allie. And Anne says, is there such a thing as a cozy suspense? How does that work? Right? I think cozy mystery, maybe more. I don't know if that would be a cozy. Yeah. And M says, how much suspense, Allie? Yeah, M would be the one, really, right? And Allie says, that's why I asked Anne. I don't even know if it's possible. And Jamie says, I think the last Lynn H. Blackburn series, oh, yeah. Because, like, The Gossamer Falls by Lynn H. Blackburn definitely has a lot more cozy family vibe. Like it's a lot lighter on the suspense kind of than some of her previous books. But yeah, okay. See, Jamie would be another one that would really know. And Hannah said, yeah, I've never heard of cozy suspense. And Lucy says, what would be the difference between a cozy suspense and a cozy mystery? It's a really good question, Lucy. Cozy suspense and a cozy mystery. Mystery, I think of more as trying to solve something, but like your life's not in danger in the moment. Like you're not constantly being threatened. Whereas suspense is like you're on the run, right? Yeah, I think. I don't know. I don't know. And Allie says, like medium? I don't want to be terrified, but I'm okay with a little more high stakes. Yeah, right? So like there's that series that Alma's currently reading, the Elite Guardian series, whereas there are some really terrifying moments in that. But yeah, like, and I mean, terrifying depends what you're scared of. There is one moment in there where somebody is in one of the books, like I don't remember which book, but somebody is thrown into a locked room with spiders crawling. Like that's kind of like their torture. They're purposely thrown in a room that's purposely filled with spiders and snakes. Freaky, like that, because I don't like creepy crawlies. I don't like snakes. I don't like, right? So freaky. So that's like suspense thing. That is not a cozy for me. And Tanya says, Allie, don't read Angela Cornell. Yeah. And M says, would you say suspense is like the main character is in danger? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And Anne says, I think suspense involves potential danger. Yeah. Allie says, got it, Tanya. Tanya, thank you. And Anne says, Jeanette just said the same thing as I was typing it. Yeah. And Tanya says, Colleen Coble is a bit too suspenseful too, Allie. Okay. And Lucy says, cause Hannah Sweetson? Yeah. I would consider a cozy mystery, but she's always putting herself in danger. Lucy says, am I wrong, M? M says, I just finished the cozy where the main character was only sort of trying to find the killer, but mostly because she was being threatened. And Sammy's here. Hello, Sammy. How are you? I saw your post today. That's awesome. Yeah, so I think so. I think suspense is more, they're really, the main characters are in danger. Because like this one for sure is suspense, because like there's been a potential kid, like being tried to kidnap. She's receiving threatening phone calls. She's being shot at, actually almost kidnapped twice. Like, yeah. Whereas in a cozy, like I'm thinking like, well, Death on the Nile, for example, that the main character, I would say, is Perot. I can never say his first name correctly. Like his life is not in danger. He is trying to solve the mystery that's going on when somebody dies. But so that's more of a mystery than a suspense, I think. I don't know. Lucy says hi to Sammy. Tanya says hi to Sammy. Julia says hi to Sammy. And Tanya is asking, Sammy, how is your knee? And Jamie says, love-inspired suspense might be another place to start. Yeah, I don't think those are as intense. I mean, some of them can be, but they're also shorter. So like things get wrapped up a lot quicker. Yeah. So there's obviously not as much danger multiple times because they're shorter. M says, Hannah is always getting herself in danger, but I would classify it as cozy because she is investigating. Yeah. And Tiny says, that's a good idea, Jamie. And Jamie says, especially some older ones. Yeah, for sure. And M says, yes, I would say Perot is investigating, not trying to escape danger, right? Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay, we're at the top of the hour. Let's go to a half hour sprint and we'll read till 30. Okay, come on back. How did you do? I see the chat was very chatty during that sprint. So we're going to fly through them. I made it to chapter 37, page 273. So I have 60-ish pages left. I read about 26 that time. So we'll see if I can do it, but I really should be editing. I was going to flip each spring, but apparently I'm focused on reading. Okay, where are we? Okay, so talking about the cozy and suspense, M says, I would recommend a love-inspired suspense. I read a couple this month. And Sammy says, I'm trying not to walk on my knee because it hurts to bend. Well, that's not good. And Elma headed out and said, everyone have a blessed night. You too, Elma. You're probably long gone. And Allie, looks like I'm going to be doing a little browsing for love-inspired ones. Thank you, everybody. And she says, night to Elma. And Lucy says, yes. And how is your knee, Jamie? Lucy says, bye to Elma, bye to Allie. And Sammy says, everyone's knees are giving out. And Lucy said, oh, wait, Allie just said goodnight to Elma, not the chat. Allie says, I mean, I can leave. And good night, Elma. Praying for you, Sammy. And Lucy said, I have a bad knee, tightest trip knee, and I fell down our stairs last year. I've had to have it in a brace off and on since. It acts up when the temperature fluctuates, extreme hot and cold. And Sammy says, Allie's not going anywhere. Lucy says, no, Allie, don't leave me. Allie says, you're all stuck with me. That's okay. We don't mind being stuck with Allie. And Allie says, I have an old knee injury that flares up every now and then too. Sammy says, thank you, Em. And Lucy says, by the way, an afterthought here. I'm not the only extrovert in the community. Victoria is a self-proclaimed extrovert as well. And Sammy says, by the way, I'm reading The Truth Seeker by D. Henderson. I just started. Jamie says, Lucy, mine is stiff, but as long as I don't bend it too much, I can stand it. That's good. Andrea says, I love the O'Malley books. The Truth Seeker is Lisa's, right? Being aged since I read them. Maybe I should reread them next year. Yes, you should. Paige says, night. Thanks for the sprints. Good night, Paige. Allie says, good night to Paige. Jamie says, Sammy, you and me are bad knee twins today. I ain't going to lie. It took me about 5 minutes to get up off the road this morning. Oh, it's not good. And Allie says, Andrea, I read them years ago and love them too. Also thinking it's reread time. Andrea says, yes, let's add them to our TBR soon. And Allie says, yes. And Jamie says, it's National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. I had all the plans to go buy and get cookies to take to work today. Anyone know about a book that mentions chocolate chip cookies? I feel like there's a cozy mystery. Probably one of the Hannah Swenson books. Chocolate chip mystery, something. I don't know. Lucy, you tell me. Lucy's also saying, also, Julia, how can we connect? Instagram, Telegram? I want to ask you something. Lucy says, Jamie, The Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder by Joanna Fluke. It's the first Hannah Swenson book. There you go. Lucy says, good night to Paige. Julia says to Lucy, do you have a Discord account? Lucy says, yes, Julia, but I have no idea how to log in. I forgot my email and password because I joined during COVID mid. Jamie says, new account, Lucy. Julia says, oh no. Yes, make a new account. My handle is the same on there as YouTube. Allie's laughing at Jamie. And made it to 26%. And Andrea got 17 pages. Morgan read 2 chapters. Allie, okay, so I found a love-inspired suspense to try. Fatal Identity by Jodi Bailey. It was on KU. Nice. I'm not familiar with that one, but nice. Jill made it to 59%. Sammy, yes, Andrea, The Truth Seeker is the 3rd book and Lisa's story worth the reread. Jamie says, I'm pretty extroverted as well, though not as much as I used to be. And Tanya is heading out. Good night, everyone. Got some chapters read in ambush. Thank you for the sprints. Thank you for coming, Tanya. And M says, I had chocolate chip cookies today. Well, there you go. And Allie says, night, Tanya. Sammy says, bye, Tanya. And M says, yes, the first Hannah Swinson is about chocolate chip cookies. Sammy says, I read about 16 pages. And Lee says, the extraordinary deaths of Mrs. Kipp, chocolate chip cookies. Really? See, I wouldn't notice that. Jamie, Tanya sent me a book title as well. Nice. And Lucy says, oh, Julia, okay, if that's the only way. Lucy, we're making you do something you don't want to do. But if you reactivate your Discord account, you can come into my Discord and chat. And you can join the Christian Booktubers Discord and chat. And you can join Anne's In Search of Wonder Discord and chat. Like, opens a whole new world for you. And Cheryl has a Discord. Candlewick Library. What other ones are there? Oh, M has a Discord. It's not very active, but she has one. So yeah, see, Lucy, you just need to sign one. And Jamie said it was ambushed by Colleen Coble. Okay. Julia said, yay, Lucy, Discord is so fun. Sammy says, a whole new world, Lucy. And Pamela finished Among the Innocent. It was so good. Yes, it was so good. And Allie says, wait, I have a Discord account. How did I not know about everyone's channels? And Jamie says, I guess I need to join the Christian YouTubers group. Yes, you do. I feel like the link is on Anne's channel. Is the Christian Booktubers community. I think it's Anne and I want to say Morgan, but I can't think of what her channel name is. But I'm pretty sure the link is on Anne's videos. And Jamie says she can join the buddy read for Beside the Dead. Yes, Pamela. Jamie and I are going to be reading the sequel, Beside the Dead, at the end of this month, which is the sequel to Among the Innocent. It's a shorter one than full, but if you want to join, let us know. And M says, I will be doing things on Discord when I start the Read Along, Knit Along later this year. There you go. And Lucy says, I'm logged in, but I have no idea how to add friends. And Sammy says, I found the link on Morgan's Endless Bookshelves. That's it. At least I had the first name right. And Julia is asking, Lucy, what's your username? And Lucy says it's Lucy061078. June 10th, 78. Nice, Lucy. M says, I definitely have my link in the announcement video. I'll definitely have my link in the announcement video for RalCal 2026. Okay. Ellie says, kind of wish YouTube had DM abilities. And Lucy says, it's a whole new world for me. The Aladdin song comes to my mind, but I am not a singer, so I'm not singing. And Pamela says, I would love to join you in reading the sequel next month. No, not next month, at the end of this month. September, at the end of August. Are you on Instagram? If you are, message me, JaneReads_Insta, INSTA, and we'll set up a group. And Jamie is Ray Brucey on Instagram. So yeah, that's awesome. Yay! Now I just need to finish my August TBR before I can start it because it wasn't officially on my TBR, but I really want to read it. And completing a series would be great, right? Okay. We chatted for 10 minutes. Do we do one more sprint, or do you have something you want to chat about before we go into our final sprint? I'll give you a couple minutes. Pamela says, I'm on Instagram. I'll send you a message. Sounds good. Well, Lee, you can join too. I loved Among the Innocent, but I haven't got to the sequel. Jamie, we're just inviting everybody, okay? I hope you're okay with that. M says sprint. Okay. And Jamie says join us. Okay, good. Okay, we're gonna sprint. It is 22, so that'd be 10 after. Oh, and I even have that banner. Look at that. Last sprint until 10 after. And this will be the last sprint because then I should head to bed because I have to work at 9. So happy reading, everyone. Okay, that is the end of our sprints for the night. I made pretty good progress. I am now on page 303 of 340. So I will stay up and finish this, but I'm going to sign off the sprints. But I mean, I got another, I don't even know where I started, 270 maybe? Yeah, I think so. So just under 30 pages read. So I'm really enjoying this. Let's go back to the sprints and see where we are. Okay, Lee says that would be fun. I'd love to join. And Amy's here. Hello, I came in too late, I think. I'm sorry. And Lucy, I'm lost on Discord. It's a Rubik's Cube. Lucy says, I have to leave and go pick up Steve. Julia, I hope we can connect. Lucy says, good night, everyone. God bless. I love you all. Good night, Lucy. Julia says, we will. Good night, Lucy. Jamie says, night to Lucy. And Lucy is sitting at Steve's work waiting for him to get off. Spoiler alert, turns out I was already a member of the Christian BookTube Discord group. Ah, there you go. And Monica came in and said, good morning. Maybe it's morning for you, but it's evening here. Andrea got 15 pages read. Morgan read a chapter. Em got to 34%. Thanks for the sprints, Net. Well, thank you for coming. And Amy was here for 12 minutes, I think, and got 5 pages read. Well, there you go. And Jamie says, I need an invite for the Christian BookTube group. Okay. Morgan's Endless Bookshelf, In Search of Wonder. I will check and see if they have the links on there or where they've talked about it and send it to you, Jamie. And Amy is asking, what is the Christian BookTube group? On Discord, there is a Christian BookTube group. I will also try to send it to you. Are you on Instagram, Amy? I will also try to send it to you. And Allie said, I read 3 chapters. So far, it's really good. Good. Yeah, I think I have about 3 chapters left. So I just started chapter 40. Oh, maybe I have more then. 44. So I have 5 chapters left because there's an epilogue. Okay, and Amy says she's not on Instagram. Okay, it's a group on Discord. And I think Morgan and Anne have the links on their channel, but I'm going to check and find out. Okay, I'm going to say good night, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you for joining Sprints tonight. Bye.